Hello Libra, thank you for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot by Melanie Marquis, illustrated by Scott Murphy. For the supportive oracle cards, I'm using the Angel Answers oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. Relationship first, single second, oracle cards come out where needed. Okay. Alright, I'm getting the sets feeling here. What's that about? Really? See, there's one card over here I'm curious about, but we'll see. Alright, so this is interesting. Alright, we're starting here with Libra. Now, the situation seems to be revolving around you. It's like you have established a routine. You like the routine and you're trying to keep it in place. Things are set a certain way. You like them the way they are. You're doing your best to try to keep them the way they are. You don't want things to change. Now, I'm getting, like, this comes in as a set. And I feel like this is where this whole situation is starting. Now, you're trying to keep, you like the way they're set. You're trying to keep them the way they are. And these two cards kind of match, but they're not together, I'm noticing. Like, you got the Three of Cups for your partner. They're enjoying the situation as it is. Let's put that down. They are enjoying the situation. The way it's currently going, they agree with you. They like how it is. But I feel like they're following your lead. You're trying to keep it the way it is. They're trying to kind of go along with that. And I feel like they're continuing to try to, but they're seeing some... It's like as it goes forward, I feel like your partner's seeing the writing on the wall with this situation. In the sense of, like, it's not going to be able to... I don't feel like the situation is going to be able to stay the way it is. It would be nice if it could, because I feel like the way you're looking at it is like, well, it might have to change at some point, but it doesn't have to change now. I feel like that's how you're looking at it. When in truth, I feel like, no, it does need to change now. I don't feel like you're going to get around it. But I'm getting your partner... I feel like when it starts to look like it's going to have to change, they're just trying to get along and just go with you. They agree. They'd like to keep it the same way, so they're just kind of going along business as usual. But as it keeps going forward, I feel like your partner is really seeing the writing on the wall. And they know that you don't want it to change. They'd prefer if it didn't have to change. So I feel like they're overcoming challenges, but like these challenges are presenting themselves because it's changing. The situation is changing, and they're trying to do their best to keep it, but they're seeing the writing on the wall here. And I feel like this is like where we're starting here. Because the first challenge card for your partner, and I feel like it starts with them first, is that they like how things are. They like how things are. The Knight of Pentacles is a very interesting card for me in this deck, because I feel like they like it. It's very nice, it's very happy where it is, but they're kind of realizing it's time to leave the garden. Like, you see this person sitting in the garden here, and they're at that wall, they're looking a little bit despondent, and I feel like that's why, because your partner's realizing it's just about time to move on from what's going on here. It's time. And they don't really like it. They're feeling a little exposed, maybe a little embarrassed about it, because they don't... But I don't know why exposed and embarrassed, because I feel like they're feeling... Here we go. It's kind of going in a sense where... They're feeling a little vulnerable, I'm getting. Because they're aware that it's going to have to, and they don't want it to. It's weird. Between the two of you, I feel like you both don't really want it to, but your partner seems like they're in a spot where they have to accept that it is what it is. And they're realizing that this is coming to a close, whatever the situation is. And they don't really care for it, but they're accepting it. They feel like they have to. Spiritually, they're seeing a lot of history with this situation. They're attached to it. And they see you're attached to it too. So I feel like your partner is just they seem to be conducive with the way you feel, where they don't really want it to move on, yet they seem to be accepting like it's time. Ever begrudgingly, but they are. Now, where are we going next? Because the situation is moving on. Your partner is seeing that. I feel like they're looking at it, realizing it's going to happen. And while you're trying to hold on to it, I don't feel like they're challenging you. But they're starting to like go through those feelings of, it's time to go on. Time to go on to the next phase. Now, the next part that has the most strength here is your spiritual position of the star and to get more information. Now, how is this coming in? Because I feel like this is separate. Your partner's going through what they're going through. You don't really want it to move on. You're holding on, trying to keep it where it is. This feels like almost separate. Because I feel like what you're trying to do here is you're trying to see what you can keep of the current situation and pull it into the next. Really? That's very creative. I like that. Really. You're trying to pull in, like you're looking at the current situation, you're trying to evaluate it. What can I keep? I mean, I feel like it's going to end. You know it's going to end at some point. You're just feeling like you can hold it off for a good while more. I don't feel like that's really going to happen, but you feel like you can. It's not that you're not accepting that it's going to change. You realize it will. You just feel like it doesn't have to now. So I almost feel like the hope card here, the hope card, the star card, in your spiritual aspect, is like you are looking for ways to pull what you have in the current situation over to the next. You're trying to see what you can hold on to. As you're getting more information, I feel like you're starting to get the wake-up call, like, you know what? Maybe holding off from this isn't really working for me. Like, maybe it's not going to really work that way. I feel like it's kind of like a little, like, shock. Almost like when you, like, walk across the rug and you touch an appliance or something, you get that shock. Like, it's kind of like, ooh, okay, ooh, I don't want to. No, stop. Like, I feel like it's shocking you as you're getting more information. Because you realize, again, it's not like you're oblivious to it. You know it's going to happen. Now, what is pushing you to the next area? Because I'm getting your challenge card is the Knight of Swords. If you start the conversations about the next phase, if you start accepting it, this is going to roll forward a lot easier than you think. Is that recording? Yes, it is. I was going to say, oh my god, if that hasn't been recording this whole time and I've been yammering on. I feel like once you start that ball rolling, like swords for me are communication. And I get that your communication will start this moving forward. I'm getting, if you just start this conversation with your partner, you start that ball rolling, it'll take a life of its own. It'll be easier than you think. Granted, it'll happen sooner than you want, but I feel like the situation's moving forward anyway. I just don't feel like it's really going to hold out as long as you'd like it to. Their advice here, your challenge card, is get that ball rolling. Start talking about it now. Let it just take a life of its own, and before you know it, the change will be made. I feel like there's good to still be had in the next situation. Because you do this, that's your challenge card. Once you start the ball rolling, sooner or later you will start talking about it. The sooner the better, the easier for you it will be. Because you start talking about it, this is the ask for help from others. Because I'm getting you're working it out. You're talking about it, people start giving you ideas, you start working with others to try to get this change to happen. It just seems to work out on its own. Ask for help from others. I feel like the ask for help from others just seems to naturally filter in. Like, people want to help you. I feel like people are in the right place at the right time. That type of thing's going on here. And you got the Three of Pentacles. Like, you're working it out. I feel like you're trying to be more comfortable with the next phase. In doing so, you're just kind of moving forward with it. I feel like you actually start to get excited about it. And you create that environment for the wheel to turn. The next phase comes into play. But I feel like as you get closer and closer and you start talking about it, you get more excited about it and you move forward. this moves forward a lot faster than expected. I feel like you end up on board a lot quicker than you really expect to be, because that excitement just builds and you just move forward. It just has its natural momentum, and you're just like, it's going to happen anyway. Might as well just go along and get it done. It's a lot easier than expected. Your partner follows your lead. And I feel like the situation, it's changing over the next few months. Is that within the next few months? Like, literally, that's what that card says. Not to take any mystery out of the whole situation, but literally what it says, and I feel like it's accurate. I really do. But when I get the Two of Cups on your partner's side, I feel like they're following your lead. They are following your lead. And what you might not know is that I feel they're really sad about the last situation ending. They are really sad about it. This card is actually what helps them. This helps them because I feel like this is creating something in the future to where, like, it's kind of a mystery card in this sense, because it is what's helping. There is sadness. They are sad to see the last phase go. They are sad about that, but I do feel like it's setting up for a good future. Like, it's just how it's going to be. I feel like it's valuing what it was. When you try to pull aspects of the past into the future, they're going to be on board for that. They're going to easily be on board for that, because I feel like they're going to miss what it was. They're going to miss the last situation. So when you want to pull in aspects of the past into the future, they're right on board with that. This, I feel like, is why this isn't what helps them, because when you want to bring in reminders or you want to bring something from the past into the future, I don't feel like it's an issue. I feel like it's quite easy for you, actually. That seems to round this whole situation out. I feel like it's just about going through the change. That's what it's about. Done? Done. Alright, the message came across. That worked out a lot better than I thought. In the beginning, I was like, that Three of Swords, I'm like, we're not getting an advice card for that? Because I was like, that doesn't sound so great. But they're like, man, you don't need it, so don't worry about it. So, there you go. Let's do Libra singles. Messages for Libra singles. Messages for Libra singles. What we got for Libra singles? Messages for Libra singles. Messages for Libra singles. Ooh. We got the Four of Cups that fell out, but nothing else fell out, I don't think. Good. Good. Alright. Libra singles. This is taking longer than I thought it would. Come on. Alright. Messages for empowering messages for Libra singles that help them find what they want, to move forward as they want. Good. It seemed like a long shuffle to me. Maybe not as long as I thought it was, but... Eight of Pentacles at the bottom. Okay. Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this is the finishing touches a lot of times. I feel about that. So we're going to put that to the side. Keep that in mind. Just two of the Oracle cards. All right, now... It seems like a good situation. Excuse me. Right in the center here, I feel like that's probably that's this. Okay. I actually feel better about that. Now, we're starting with the center. Page of Swords with the Four of Swords. And in your thoughts, you have the Three of Swords. I feel like you're worried that there might be some heartbreak here. Like, this isn't going to work out. Because I'm getting, like, there's a lot of passive communication. I feel like there's passive communication followed by no communication. And the reason this feels like this is current for this situation. The reason this is weighing on you and this is heavy is because I feel like this situation came in really quick. I know this card is in the past, but I don't feel like it's a long ways back. This feels fairly recent as well. Something came in really quick, was very powerful, had a really sharp, energetic start, and I feel like since then, it's been very passive communication, and it's going from very passive communication to like almost like a blackout, no communication at all. And this is where I'm getting the heartbreak. This is your thoughts, like you're thinking, oh, this just fell flat. This just fell flat. And this is where the energy is heavy. This is where the energy is heaviest. One of the reasons it's heavy is because at the top you have the Knight of Cups. You fell for this person. The energy wouldn't be heavy otherwise. You fell for this person. I'm getting you fell for them. If this is hitting with you, I'm getting that you fell for them. Ironically, this person who flew in quick and is now like passive communication to no communication, I'm getting they have the Two of Cups for you. Now, is it for you? Wait a minute. Do they have it for you? Yes. This is towards you. Alright, I just want to be sure, because I'm just like, some of the other cards, I'm just questioning. So they're saying this is towards you. They do, see, this is ironic, because why is the communication not there? Why is the communication not there if they really feel this way? And I get, they're pushing towards the King of Pentacles at the bottom. I feel like this happened really fast. This started really fast. And the other person is kind of not okay with that, which is ironic because I feel like they're a part of why it, I mean, like, I feel like it came in really quick. The situation happened really fast, started really fast. I feel like they got really excited about it, and then, like, the next day came, and they're just kind of questioning, like, oh my god, what am I doing? Like, this is going way too fast. I feel like they're just questioning how fast this is happening, like they're making mistakes, like they don't really know what they want, or something isn't right here. They don't feel like this is right. Like it's happening way too fast, and it's making them nervous. Kind of like shell shock. And I'm getting that heavy energy with this card too. So you're both feeling uncomfortable here. You're uncomfortable due to the lack of communication. They're uncomfortable because they feel like this is moving forward way too fast, and they don't know what to do with it. I feel like they're really getting attached to you very quickly, and they're not comfortable with it. They're not comfortable. Oh, the energy is just heavy here, especially for the other person. For everything you're feeling, I feel like it's like triple on their side. Like they're just like I feel like they're really like berating themselves for pushing forward, for going into this so quickly. I feel like they're really like coming down on themselves. Like they're berating themselves, they're giving themselves a hard time, they're like telling themselves they're doing things, they're making stupid decisions, like they're really coming down on themselves. I feel like that's happening. For some of them, there's a third party that's kind of like interjecting and seeing what they're doing and telling them that they're not ready for this, they shouldn't be doing this, that this is a bad idea, that they're moving forward too fast. For some of them, there's a third party pushing down on them and putting this pressure on them. But either way, whether it's them doing it to themselves or somebody else like pushing down on them, that is the reason you're not getting the communication. That's why they're shying away. That's why they're eventually not communicating it for a little while here. Just for a little while. It is temporary. Because they're feeling like they're making all the wrong moves. Like they're making all the wrong moves and they're just creating a mess of the situation. I don't know. It seems like it's a real like mental circus going on here at the moment. That's what I'm feeling. Whether it's them doing it to themselves or somebody else doing it to them, they're feeling like this. They've made a mistake. They moved, not mistake in being involved with you, like they're moving too forward, too far, too fast, going too forward. No, it's going too fast. It's not you. It's how it's happening. Like the situation, if they handled it differently, would have a better chance. But they're it's like they're feeling they're ruining any chance of anything real here because of how fast they're moving things. Like they're building a really quick tower, for example, and they're building it so quick that it's sloppy and it has no foundation to really hold on to. It's not you, it's the situation. I hope that's coming across right. Because I feel like that's why they're upset. It's about the situation, not you. Because they do like you. A lot. but they're feeling like they're starting this all wrong, and the situation isn't going to have a fair chance because of the way they're handling it. I think I beat that to death enough. See, because this only lasts for a certain amount of time. Now, if a third party is beating down on them and telling them they're doing things wrong, somebody else is actually building them up afterwards, like raising their spirits. Because when I get this card, ask for help from others, it's in the environment. I feel like other people are telling them, I feel like somebody is pointing out to them, all right, this is how you feel, this is how it happened. And I almost feel like there's a point where they're like, well, how are things going right now? And they're saying, well, I haven't talked to him for like 2 weeks. Him or her, them, whoever. I haven't talked to them for 2 weeks. And they're just like, what do you mean you haven't talked to them for 2 weeks? And they're like, well, I did it wrong. I already ruined it. They're like, well, you haven't ruined it. Well, maybe you've ruined it, but because you're not talking to them, like, you're not even giving the situation a chance. I feel like somebody's telling them, like, don't just walk away. Like, communicate. Talk with this person. Especially if you're feeling this way, like, talk to them now and just see if there's anything you could correct here. Like, I feel like somebody's like saying, what are you doing? Like, stop that. Like, talk to this person. I feel like that's what's happening. Like, somebody's saying, do you realize what you're doing? You're throwing something away before you've even given it a chance. Like, why are you doing that? Especially when you're feeling for this person. And I feel like they're like, yeah, you're kind of right. So that's when they're coming back towards you, because I feel like there's somebody else that's giving them like a boost, like saying, hey, if you feel this way about this person, don't just give up. At least give it a chance. Like, sure, it may not have been the best start, but that doesn't mean everything is wrong. Just fix what's wrong and keep going. Like, work it out with this person. You don't know what this person's thinking. See what they're thinking. See how they feel. Maybe they think it's going too fast as well. Like, talk to them. I feel like somebody's pushing because they're having feelings. I feel like they're talking about the feelings they have for you. And they're making a point where they haven't talked to you in a while, and somebody else is saying, well, why not? Like, see what they think. See what they feel. Talk it out with them. I feel like that's what's happening here. Okay. I feel like this is also very complicated, and I don't know why, if it's just how I'm connecting to it, or maybe that's how it's coming across, or a bit of both. I feel like the situation, it feels complicated to me. Because they come back towards you but, like, I feel like it's a social thing. For some of you, you might see this person in a social arena, and that might put things back on track. For others of you, I feel like this person's coming back towards you, and one of you has some social event to go to, and you end up going together. But I'm getting there's definitely a social aspect here. And this is where you're feeling a lot happier, because I'm getting the 10 of Cups for you with this social aspect. Like, the fact that it's coming back into focus, and it's like, it's more of a public thing, I'm getting this feels a lot better. I'm getting this feels a lot better. Yes, there was a bump in the road, but the fact that it's ending up in a social arena, you're more comfortable, you're feeling more like this person, like other people are telling you what they think about this person. Like, it feels better to you. For a turnaround, for a bump in the road to turn around this way, I feel like this is conducive for you. This works well. I mean, if there has to be a bump, this is the best way possible for it to turn around, is what I'm thinking. So that seems to fit well. Now we're coming to the end here. I'm getting, again, this seems to jump off pretty quickly, but I'm getting, like, we have like a series of 3 cards. It seems to jump off pretty quickly again. Things seem to go at a really fast pace again. I'm getting then they slow down. It slows down again. And then I'm getting it's kind of coming to a standstill with the 4 of Pentacles. The overall, this card is connecting right on top. I think over the next few months, this is how it seems like it's going to go. It's going to start off really strong again. It's just giving a time frame. So I'm just going to throw it down there. It starts off really strong again. Seems to start, it slows back down, and then it gets stagnant. I'm getting this person is going through something. Even though they feel for you, like, it's not, I feel like they're just, well, I don't know why that term popped in my head. I'm trying to fight it, but I'm getting that they're going to become dead weight. I feel like it's just not. I just feel like they become dead weight here at the end because it slows down and it comes to a halt. I don't feel like this person is going to keep things moving on. Like, the situation is going to be dependent on your momentum. And I'm not sure this is going to really work out, to tell you the truth. Even though the passion is there, when it comes to longevity, I feel like this might have its heyday. It's going to come around again. Excuse me. I do feel like you're going to give it a shot again because you like this person. And it starts off really fast again, but then it starts slowing down and then it goes stagnant. And I feel like when it hits that stagnant part, you're going to be in that spot where you realize that if you want anything to come of this situation, it's going to be all up to you. And then you have to decide whether that's acceptable or not. I feel like the majority of you are not going to like that. Some of you may, but I feel like the majority of you are not. So maybe seeing this ahead of time, I do feel like you're going to give this person a chance again, either way. But it might be one of those things where you just kind of write it out for what it is, and then when it's over, it was what it was. I feel like that's when it kind of stagnates. I feel like you're going to have this moment where you're like, you know what? It was what it was. Maybe we should just let it be. Some of you are going to push it forward, but I feel like the people who push it forward are going to be, you have to accept that you're going to be the one in the driver's seat for the duration of the relationship. And if you're okay with that, then there you go. But for others who realize like you're the leader, like it's not like a co-leader thing. It's like you're the leader. If you're not okay with being just a flat out leader, you're going to be like, you know what, maybe it's had its moment. Let me move on from this. Okay. I feel like we got to the end of this about where that's going. So I'm going to wrap it up there. Thank you for watching. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. Thank you.